The United States Army blew $11 million on 2 Instagram posts and a UFL sponsorship. Thanks, Dwayne.
You're welcome.
But don't worry, not to be outdone, the National Guard blew $88 million by sponsoring a NASCAR. A freaking NASCAR.
We're gonna drive straight and then we're gonna be turned into the lamp.
All that and more on today's What the Frig is the Army Doing with My Money? This isn't the first time that I've talked about some failed recruiting campaigns that the United States military has put out. Look no further than a video I put out a couple months ago when the National Guard accidentally put German World War II soldiers in one of their banners. And by one of, I mean several very large banners to get people to join the Army National Guard. People wonder why our recruiting numbers are low. Mismanagement of funds could be potentially why. But before I break down how the United States Army has misspent almost $100 million in failed recruiting campaigns, a word from our sponsor. Lumen. Lumen is the first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. The app, it lets you know if you're burning carbs or fat and gives you tailored guidance in order to improve your nutrition, workouts, sleep, even stress management. Breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. Then, Lumen gives you a personalized nutrition plan for the day based on your measurements. You could also breathe into it before and after meals or workouts, so you know exactly what's going on with your body in real time. Lumen will even give you tips to keep you on top of your health game. Because metabolism is at the center of everything that your body does, optimal metabolic health translates to a ton of health benefits, including easier weight management, improved energy levels, better fitness results, and better sleep. And Lumen gives you recommendations to improve your metabolic health with each breath. Lumen recommendations are designed to improve your pre- and post-workout fueling. With better performance and recovery, you can power through the toughest workouts and add muscle to your mass. If you want to take the next step into improving your health, just check out the link below. That's lumen.me/angrycops to get 15% off of your Lumen. And thanks once again to Lumen for sponsoring this video. Let's get a little bit of backstory here. Take ourselves all the way back to April 2023. The Army sponsored the XFL and had limited success in the XFL promotions, but the XFL and the USFL combined to become the UFL. Lots of acronyms. Hopefully that's it. But who owns the UFL now, AC? I'm glad you asked. Well, it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And if you ask him what he's smelling, what the rock is cooking, he would tell you United States Department of Defense funds, because they decided to throw some money at him. But like I said, the previous promotions with the XFL left the Army a little hesitant to sponsor non-major sports. Sorry, ESPN The Ocho.
ESPN 8 The Ocho, bringing you the finest in seldom seen sports from around the globe since 1999.
Yeah, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze in, women's bobsledding, I guess. But the United States Army Chief of Staff General George, he didn't want to hear that. He knows what the kids like, and the kids like The Rock. Ain't you seen Jumanji? The Tooth Fairy? Fast and the Furious? Now, Army marketing officials told General George, hey, listen, this probably isn't gonna work out. We've tried things like this before, and the XFL being one of them. We should probably be hesitant to just throw a large sum of money directly at the UFL and Mr. Rock Johnson. But General George knows better. He's got the stars, and he's in charge. So he pushed it forward. And when military.com asked General George's spokesman, Colonel Butler, why is the general signing off on the deal now? Where's the evidence that this could be positive? A very valid question. And in a move of utter transparency, Colonel Butler refused to show them any sort of documentation that would back up the change. Ooh, red flag. So you're telling me that the general wanted to use The Rock and the UFL, mainly The Rock. And then the Army marketing campaign people were like, it's not gonna work, here's the stats. And then the general said, well, fuck it, we're doing it anyway.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
And then Colonel Butler, spokesman, says, yeah, we're gonna do it. Military.com says, hey, well then why? Show us why, the change in mind happened. No, we're not gonna give you any of that information. Ooh.
And it's gone.
$11 million down the drain, but we gotta suspend all the privates and flip a military base upside down if somebody misplaces nods. Okay. And part of this $11 million deal was that the U.S. Army was gonna pay The Rock $1 million per singular Instagram post about the Army. How do you fuck up money that easy, Dwayne? We'll see. Now, out of this, I will say I understand why General George would want to utilize the almost 400 million followers The Rock has on Instagram. That is gonna put a message out to a lot of people. And if you or I would be worried and bring up the question, well, where's this $11 million gonna come from? General George and his spokesman have said it all the ease. They said that the $11 million is not gonna come from the traditional Army marketing budget. Wait, so then where's it coming from? So you're saying you're taking $11 million out of something that's not marketing and putting it towards The Rock? Why wouldn't we take it from the marketing thing? Every Army guy's been told you can't take money from one place and put it into the other, or property from one place to the other a million freaking times. But somehow, now funding isn't an issue. We can just grab $1 million out of freaking anywhere and just throw it to The Rock's social media account? Come on.
Come on, man.
The amount of times I've been told you can't go on annual training because we don't have the funds. But we've got funds for schooling. Well, if we have funds for schooling, how come I can't go on training? Well, that's schooling funds. We can't transfer that over to training funds. Oh, but this time it's easy. But okay, all right, let's just see how it goes. It's not like we already figured this out from the beginning of the freaking video. So April 2023, well, now here we're coming back to August of 2024, almost 18 full months. And what's the number of recruits that we got from this thing, huh? 1,000? Well, they said it didn't do so great. 500? 200? 100? 50? To quote military.com, the UFL deal was so catastrophic it led to a projected loss of 38 enlistments. Negative? How do we lose people from putting commercials out there? They're that bad that 38 freaking kids were like, well, I was gonna join, and then the fucking shitty UFL and The Rock Johnson, well, absolutely not. Garbage. I'm removing my enlistment and going elsewhere. Quitting, if you will. Some others might say an early retirement. A projected loss of 38 enlistments. Come on, Army. That's the most Army math I've ever heard in my life. How do you get negative enlistments? Army planners use various metrics to judge whether time and money could be better spent in other efforts. And the effort and resources spent on the UFL were seen by the service as a net negative for recruiting. So no, 36 or 38, whatever the number is, people didn't just like quit and say, well, I was gonna join, but The Rock sucked, or the UFL's boring and I hate their quirky kickoff. I kind of like the kickoff, actually. So I'm out of here. No, the Army said we spent this amount of money, but basically wasted more time than we should have, which could have resulted in other enlistments. So not only did we get nobody, but the additional waste of time and resources actually prevented us from going out and getting more recruits in other ways. Oh. Now, with all of this information, I'll break it down even further. The Rock's got 400 million people on Instagram that follow him, just about. I think it's like 3 or 4 million short. And part of this $11 million deal was that the US Army was gonna pay The Rock $1 million per singular Instagram post about the Army. A total of 5 posts. Now that means that $5 million out of the 11 would go to The Rock just for Instagram, and $6 million out of the 11 would then be going to the UFL, which had like US Army on the field, spray painted on there, and US Army on all the jerseys. That's cool. Now out of those 5 posts, The Rock only posted 2. He failed to post 3 Instagram posts. And now the United States Army is saying, well, we want some of our money back because you didn't come through. 3! All you had to post was 3 more Instagram posts about the Army, and you would have gotten your entire $5 million, not including the 6 that they already spent for the UFL. You would have been fine. You'd been well within your contract, even though it didn't end up helping the Army that much. But now, since The Rock failed to complete his contract obligations with the Instagram posts and the overall that the UFL sponsorship ended up being, the Army is asking The Rock to give back $6 million. Honestly, I'd love to see what happens with that money. The Rock like, fuck you, I'm gonna make 3 more posts, or does he just go, yeah, here's your $6 million. I wanna see the end of that. Now, I'm gonna bring all this math together in a minute to show you exactly how better spent that $6 million to the UFL could have been. Okay. But let's talk about part 2 in this, because no, this is not the first time that the Army has made an whoopsie. That's right, let's talk about the abysmal showing that the National Guard had when it gave NASCAR $88 million over the course of a couple years. That's right, back in 2011 through 2013, the National Guard spent $88 million to wrap a NASCAR, who's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s, in the U.S. Army National Guard emblem. That's right, everybody who watches NASCAR got to see the Nasty Girl logo flying around in a circle at 100 to 180 miles an hour or faster. I'm not super into NASCAR.
Go in a circle. Advertise stuff. Advertise stuff. Go in a circle.
Now, I don't think that $88 million ended up getting negative enlistments like the Rocks did. However, in 2012, out of 24,800 recruits, bing, there we go, there's the number. Only 20 out of all these prospects that came in from NASCAR, only 20 were qualified to enter the United States Army National Guard. But none of them did. That's right, 24,800. Hey, I want to join. Hey, I'm thinking of join. And only 20 came out that could possibly join, and not a single one did. So, 0. It got 0. Not negative, but 0. I mean, what the hell is wrong with them? Out of 24,800 people, only 20 were physically fit enough? What are they, just like all crippled? The all like little mentally deficient, just drinking dip, spit, and going cargo and circle.
We're gonna drive straight and then we're gonna be turned into the lamb.
How are only 20 physically viable? Oh my God, my heart just fell into my stomach. Can you imagine being the recruiters that make 24,000 calls and none of them pan out? Oh, I would be sick. The amount of wasted time. All those phone calls. Hello, sir, this is Recruiter Johnson. I got your letter of recommendation here that you saw the National Guard at the NASCAR event and was told that you are thinking of joining. How you feeling today? Well, I drank a quart of motor oil thinking that it would really help me get out this bone that I swallowed about a week ago and I ain't seen poop out yet. But now I keep throwing up brown and I keep pooping purple. Which is strange because the Earl is yellow. Unless I drank the used stuff, but frankly, I don't quite remember. Damn it, every time! But that's not all. In 2013, the following year, it went down from 24,800 to 7,500 leads for potential recruits. And once again, boo, a big old goose egg. Now here's where I want to break down some numbers with you. These are numbers that you can do on your own, but hey, let me help you out and just rattle them off for you, all right? Bing, let's put up the UFL up top there. UFL, all right, well, how many views did it get during its 9-week season? 32 million. It was about 32 million views it got over 9 weeks. So let's round up. We'll say 3 months, 32 million views. Okay. Now we've got 43 games, 40 regular season, 3 postseason. Let's divide that into the 32 million, huh? And our average, all right, not the exact number, but our average per game, and there were about 5 or 6 games per week during the regular season, is between 800 and 850,000 views. So the United States Army is saying over the course of 3 months, if you get 32 million views, about 850,000 views, you can get $6 million if you throw a U.S. Army logo on there. Now, like we said, unfortunately, it was so bad that it was negative in recruiting. All right, well, what if I helped you, Army? Here's a free class on helping you. Let's go to this side and see these numbers. Show me Donut Operator, bing! Now, if you go to Donut Operator's page, you can look for yourself and see that over the past 3 months, his videos have hit about 32 million views. That's about the same as the UFL's total viewership in about the same time period. Oh, you see what I'm gonna do here? But what about Brandon Herrera? Well, over the course of the past 3 months, he had 34 million views. Whoa, using Army math here, those two similar amounts of views over the course of the same period of time would mean they both could earn $6 million apiece from the United States Army. But let's say that the Army doesn't want to spend $6 million anymore. Let's say it wants to cut it down, maybe in half. Boom! How about the fat electrician? Whammy! Or some fucking guy that talks about the Army all the time. Or pow! Unsubscribed podcast. 14 mil in 3 months. 14 mil in 3 months. A little over 10 mil in 3 months. Which means that they, per Army math, because you know it's about half of 32, could get $3 million over the course of 3 months if they got some freaking recruits to join in. And hey, Army, if we're still gonna talk numbers, how about we talk about viewerships? Do you know the average ages of the people that watch all of those channels that I just broke down? The majority are between 18 and 36, which is what you're looking for to join the freaking Army. That's your age group you're trying to get to, your demographic. And let's talk about our demographic. How about people that want to join or are interested in the military? Or policing, or firearms. Don't you think that all those kind of correlate together in like the same sphere of people that might be interested in joining the military? Holy, you mean military channels have people who are interested in the military watch them? What? Has anybody told the Army yet? Well, yeah, but we should do football, right? Because football is military. How about military's military? Well, firearms are military. Policing, trying to better your community. That's military-esque, similar values. For Christ's sakes, the fat electrician talks about military history specifically. Oh, but we don't like YouTubers. They're controversial. Sometimes they say curse words like, how about Instagram? Habitual line crosser. Look at all those followers. Mandatory fun, 1 million. Well, impressive. Buttersworth the syrup. Over 1 million, and he's in a recruiting freaking unit. Stop giving money to strangers and give it to your family, you freaking dinguses. Oh, we can't. We can't pay them because they're in the military. That would be weird. What kind of bull backwoods bull thinking is that? Well, we can't pay people that are currently in and serving. That would look weird. Or it would show that you're celebrating their fantastic skills and values that you instilled in them from joining the military. Oh, a good hard work ethic, relatable humor, showing that those who join the military can further their success because of the values that you instilled in them. Look at this guy, he's successful. He was one of us, we helped him do that. No, just give it to the rock. Do you know how many people message me or those other group of guys that say, you're the reason why I joined, or you really motivated me to join, or how do I join, or can you accept people with asthma? I could literally get 100 recruits to sign up annually if you just gave me a freaking link. You want to learn more about the United States Army? Well, click the link. Well, I'm not saying it for free. My God. It's like it would kill you to think outside the box and support people that you lead. Heaven forbid. Best way to support the channel is get yourself a shirt. Clean shaven, misbehaving. Death before dismount. We've got stickers and things. Cheapest way to support the channel is to leave a comment. Tell me what you think the Army should do to promote itself. What should, like, I don't know, get some fat jello wrestling ladies to tattoo the different branches on their stomachs and then have them wrestle it out to see who's the championship chubby wrestler, and the branch who's tattooed on them gets like a trophy of pudding. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. All right. See you next time, weirdos. 850,000 viewers. You chop that up, or shit, hold on. No, I'm doing it backwards. I'm doing it fucking backwards. Let me fucking restart. Oh, this is garbage.